Yo, what's up humans and bots alike? I am Genghis and welcome to Scrolling Through the Floasis archives. Now, if you are not privy to the series, definitely check out my intro, which I will have in the eye icon so that you know how to download these files, and definitely check out all the other videos in this playlist as well. So, today this is the final one. You are watching the final one right here, called Differentiating Liquid from Other Dance Styles. So this is a part of the history parts of this archive here, and this was started by a thing in September '09. He writes, so as to not drag down the topic, watered down liquid. Off topic, state and debate what makes liquid different from other dances. So this is a continuation, sort of another discussion, which was watered down liquid. If you haven't seen that one, check that one out as well. And or you can just read it and download it, which I recommend that you do for all of these, even after watching these videos. So I am not the biggest fan of this discussion because there's not a lot of interesting things that they discuss and talk about. In fact, I only have two things, and then I have a couple of videos to go along with and to kind of explain more. Someone talks about the idea of technique overlap. Let me find that. So as a response to something that Liquid Wave put in, where he stated that waving is complementary to liquid due to the most wavers share many techniques as liquid dancers, and liquiding at time is mistaken for waving or even popping and locking. Sci-Fi puts, nah, that's trash. Generally speaking, liquid is movement initiated by hands, arms, with some kind of connection maintained between hands, arms, and waving, movement initiated by a point of isolation or pathway, be it any point or path inside or outside the body. And then, this is the important part right here. Everyone knows there is technique overlap between the two styles. The same is true for many styles. For example, ballet and jazz share technique. That does not mean they are the same style. So, with that in mind, you can think of it in really interesting, like, you can put that with pretty much everything, because there is a lot of style overlap in, you know, the difference between gloving and digits, gloving liquid, right? So you have to respect that they're different, and that's something that I just kind of recently was thinking about. And the second, like, all this is all stuff that you've seen before in other discussions. In fact, this big story right here that Liquid Wave shares is from this story, the guy who invented liquid, and the liquid history hold the presses, I believe. They put that story in there too. So building off the idea of style overlap, actually down here near the bottom, Tiny One Love mentions West Coast waving, in his opinion, is just exactly that. It's West Coast style of waving. And then the East Coast has their style of waving, and each one has its separate history. But the East Coast has liquid too. And that's another interesting thing, the concept of the fact that everyone's in different places, and you wind up, especially back then when there was no, like, you know, the internet and the sharing of things as there is now, the big differences within styles and the big similarities between them as well that can occur. You know, like someone makes a move over here, and then someone makes the move over here, and when they meet up, they're like, no, I made that move. So you can't really say that, is what I'm getting at, because they are each their own thing, and they each made their move in that manner, in that way. So now that we have the internet, we can learn the histories of things, such as the difference between East-West Coast waving and liquid, but also taking this into the realm of gloving, there's a lot of things that are underutilized, and there's a lot of old school stuff that people just wound up stopping to use because the meta, whenever a new thing comes out, everyone jumps on that. Definitely we can use things like the Glover's Lounge. If you're not part of the Glover's Lounge, definitely join and bring discussion to it. If you have any questions about history, if you have any things that you wanted to learn about concept-wise, trying out a thing, send the video there, and people will either troll you or help you out. And to end this, to end the discussion part here, I just wanted to read something. So this last part right here, I'm just going to read through the paragraphs here. So Liquid Wave writes, "Another idea I thought of when I first started watching you, Tiny," this is a response of Tiny One Love, "was that maybe liquiding is waving without pop and lock, but waving isn't liquiding. Maybe it's kind of like I could do nothing but waves and still be a liquid dancer, and I could do nothing but flower text and still be a liquid dancer. Would you say that idea is a little more possible, the sort of concept idea? When I started out, the figure eights, the waves, splits, digits, it was all liquiding to me for a while. Though some were older and younger than others, they were all liquiding. I sometimes think I may have been at my best when my attitude was like that." Liquid Wave doesn't always mention the easiest things to... He's very opinionated, and that's not a bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. In fact, in this paragraph here, figure eights, waves, splits, digits, flower tech. So those things, I feel at least, are something that differs waving from liquid, and what makes liquid dance different than other dances in general, even though these things are borrowed from other things, such as finger exercises with digits, poi from the flower text, and I'm not sure if splits is from anything, but if it is, it's possibly waving or popping. So I'm just gonna share a couple of links so that you can watch these next videos to help yourself differentiate as well. And this one, in fact, the interview with Wave-O-Matic, this one is actually just history, and I feel like out of all the videos of Wave-O-Matic, besides the threading ones, of course, I love threading, these are the best examples of him sharing his history. Then we got this one. It's a Kai video, Liquid Dance Conference, where he talks about levers. Levers is not necessarily flower text, but I would consider it part of that. So if you haven't seen Kai's levers, or if you haven't seen any flower text kind of things, if you're not interested in tectonics, definitely just check this out. As well as a couple of the other Floasis.net videos, such as the different styles of liquid, as the 2-point flow video from Hadoken, or the orbital liquid video from Liquid Pop Eric. Definitely check out all of those, but I'll just send you a link to this one. This is a video of Riz. She's a good example of how you mix digits with liquid, and also kind of a figure eight style, or I'm sorry, not figure eight, a helical style. And then this is Zach Spencer video. He's got great tutorials on liquid that I don't think I see other people sharing. So like, definitely this is an example of splits. So if you don't know about splits, definitely check this out, and folding videos, but I just wanted to share this one. And a Floasis figure eight demonstration, because this is a nice short video just to show you what a figure eight is, if you're not already knowing what it is. But definitely check out all of these things. Research more onto the different styles of liquid, because there are different styles out there that have not been completely fleshed out. Don't be afraid to branch out from your gloving, from your dancing, whichever kind of dance you enjoy, be it waving, popping, breaking even. You can always try to learn something new. If you have something that you feel like I can scroll through and you feel like would be great to add on to this, definitely hit me up. Be sure to like this video and hit subscribe to see when the newest videos come out. Thank you for watching, keep chill, and shoot.